While that video is uploading, I've worn glasses since 1990. If anyone needs that to back up, because this should be a matter where I've got a solicitor going after the people that keep making up stories and lies. My mother's the one that should be getting sued. Well, are you going to press criminal charges against Carol for her mouth? Or are you going to sue her for the damages of 9 years? You're going to do something, because I'm not going to sit back. Okay, the same thing, you've just damaged my life in America, where I've set out to get a green card to America since I've wanted to get a green card before I was first there. I was first in the US in January and February 2001. I've traveled around America in January and February 2001. Right? I've worked towards a green card. So the jobs I've had and the way I've put myself in has always been to find work in America, not Australia. So we're going back over 25 years. So you damage that. I'm not going to live in Australia. I'm a permanent resident of America. I've given up my Australian. I don't care. I'm not a stereotype Australian anyway. So if America wants a stereotype Australian, that's not me. Go get some Hemsworth. Like, seriously, I'm not a stereotype Australian. You've got, it'd be like if you got some other person with mixed heritage or mixed ways of upbringing, or, I didn't grow up in one area. So I'm not a stereotype. So if you want someone that's a cookie cutted stereotype, here you go, 1950s stereotype Australian, go find someone else. That's not who I am. That's not who I've ever been. And you can see that in me when I was first in America in January and February 2001. I introduced bro to America. Don't say you knew it before me, because I'm walking around going, thanks, bro. And you had no idea what I was saying. That's a Sydney terminology. I've never ever used the word mate. I've worn glasses for reading since 1990. Let me tell you how that happened. At Dad's. Sorry, no, I was at Nan's, but at the back of Nan's, the little cabana area that Dad used to stay in. So at Long Beach, we just come home from the reptile park. Yeah, there is a photo of me at the reptile park patting a snake doing this to Dad. Because Dad's like, go on, son, get that. Everyone's patting it. And I'm there with Bobby and Craig, Annette's nephews. So Dad's partner, Annette. And I'm like, because I hate snakes. And there's this massive big snake. Dad and Annette took Amanda and myself to the reptile park, which is in Gosford, along with Annette's nephews, Craig, Bobby, and Cheryl. I think the other one was Cheryl with us? I was always with Craig, and I used to adore Craig. Anyway, it does it. Come on, go and we want to get a photo, everyone. Pat the snakes. I'm doing this, and I'm going to Dad. Okay, one patting a snake. That's me. Okay, with my little mullet, patting a snake. After that, so I've got a book to read. Back in at Long Beach, and I'm reading, and Dad's like, "You're struggling. What's wrong?" I said, "Oh, because it was getting all fuzzy. Like the words were all going in together." It's like, "You need glasses." Next day, took me into Gosford to get my eyes checked. Sure as hell, I needed glasses for reading. That was in 1990. April 1990. That was when I first had my first prescription for reading glasses, except I'm so vain throughout my life, I wouldn't wear them. Now, I've got even my old NIB health fund. You can see how many times I've had glasses, including having my eyes tested at OPSM in West Point, Blacktown, even in Tamworth at OPSM as well. I've always worn glasses. No one would ever know this. I also used to wear contacts, and I used to wear blue contacts. There's a photo of me wearing blue contacts at a dance party with rainbow coloured streamers. My eyes are blue. My eyes are brown. They're not naturally blue. Yeah. I wore blue contacts, even to work at Star Casino, but they were prescription. Those were done at Marrickville. So the Marrickville shopping centre there, though I had them done. There used to be a place there where you get your eyes tested. Yeah, my blue contacts, colour blend, were from there. Ask me. I'm so sick of this, where people have made up all these stories because they want me to be something I'm not. Okay? Who I've always been, someone who's always been dripping in gold, design a label. I've never liked rock music or any shit like that. As a kid, I've listened to classical and jazz. Massive, huge, big on the 80s because I grew up in the 80s and going to discos in the 80s, which I did. Under 18s disco at Rudy Hill RSL. That's who I am. Always had sports cars, although the first couple of cars I had were just my practicing cars, but still had to have muscle cars with subwoofers and everything as well, lowered. Never have I been who everyone's tried to make me out to be in the last 9 years. So immigration, you need to fix that. And IMO damages, I'll have my money back, thanks. Every asset, every cent, everything. I've never been a family man. I've never been a community person. I hate where I live. Do you know how horrible it is to actually walk out your front door into some community shithole? No. I've always been an apartment person or a terraced house person. You walk out your front door into a street of cafes. Never been any different. My great-grandmother lived like that in the city. My great-uncle lived like that in the city. My grandmother and my grandfather, Reg and Lola, lived like that in the city. Okay? We're not community people. I'm not a community person. I would never be a community person. I'm not a family person. I would never be a family person. I hate having to walk past and go, hi, how's your day? Stop. Oh, that's great. Oh God, look at the baby. Oh, get fucked. That is not who I am. And I hate it. It's miserable. It's miserable living like this. It's miserable being forced to be somebody I'm not because the information that everybody's gathered that didn't come from me is fake. You've got information that's not who I am. And you've run with it for 9 years, damaging my life. Who I am is who I've told you I've always been. Showed you photos of. That's who I am. About time you start looking into that and going, well, we have wrong information. You didn't get some wholesome bogan, ochre, I think that's not a good way to describe. They're not wholesome. They're wankers. You didn't get some stereotype bogan, ochre Australian that follows rugby league or involved in cricket. Oh my God, no one in my family's watched cricket. Nan used to watch the test match and Pop used to walk out the back and say it's like watching paint dry. So my own grandfather, original George Purdy, hated it. Nan said, I only watched the test match, Reg. And Pop's like, it's like watching paint dry. Rather watch paint dry. But tell you what we did watch, soccer. Because I used to get up with Reginald George Purdy, my grandfather, and watch soccer with him at 2 o'clock in the morning on SBS. I did growing up. He loved soccer. And my dad, Mark Ian Fleming, played baseball. I grew up playing soccer. Like, wake up. You people were told for 9 years continuously, but for 9 years you got information that doesn't even relate to me at all. Wake up. Because in 2 countries, you've pissed me off to the point where this better get settled. Okay, and I mean settled legally. Okay, I want these organisations to be held accountable for what they've just done, destroying my life for 9 years. That's fucking criminal. So fix that. Oh, by the way, who made up the story that I was depressed or suicidal? Was that my mother again? It was her stepson who was. And so her second husband's family. She used to do this, and this is why I used to tell Giovanni, can you stop taking time off? Like, he used to take time off work. Oh, Justin's suicidal. Or make up some bullshit story to get time off. It's like, I wasn't in the country. I've never been suicidal in my life. Never been depressed. Never had depression or anything like this. That's my mother's second husband's family. Yeah. So you owe me 9 years of damages. If it goes past another week, I'll keep adding up. Like I've said. I'll keep adding up, and you think I'm going to back down? No way. I will go to jail for the rest of my life before I back down. I will murder that country town piece of shit. Theoretically, I shouldn't say that, but I will murder them, as in to say, murder their ass through court legally. That's what I mean. Before I will make people's life live in hell. You don't get to where did immigration even get their information from about me? Oh wait, it must be my mother. It must have been. Seriously. Okay, so what did I like growing up? Oh yeah, I did. I loved doing a question hacking at Royals and Nationals. At Royals and Nationals, I enjoyed doing the shows in Sydney, where we grew up. I didn't enjoy it after Mum moved, and it was just ridiculous. The people she lived around, and that crap, and the wankers at a pony club and shit. Oh, please, losers. So yeah, getting the information from me. You didn't for 9 years, but you ran with the information that wasn't true. God, St. Vincent's even did that. Good luck. You tried to change me, and like I said, yeah, it's not greyhound therapy, but you're trying to change me into somebody I've never ever been and using lies about me but you did it, not me, and you don't want to pay the damage. Isn't that funny? Well, guess what? Reality check. You damaged my life for 9 years. That's a lot of money you owe me. You're going to pay it. Oh, and I do care about money more than people. And I don't have issues that I need to deal with because I don't hold attachments to people. I never have. There's been this crap made up about, oh, when his grandmother dies. What do you mean when my grandmother dies? Christ. I had a massive big argument with my nanny in 2004. So if you don't stand up to Marianne, that's it. And then when she decided to move, because that's what in 2005 when Marianne and her and Robin forced the two, and I was like, oh, the two bullies, you're not going to stand up to them? No, fine. I've got my own life. What? Just because you're close to someone doesn't mean you have any attachment. Like, I don't have this stories made up in the last 9 years. These are stories from insecure women. And you'll find yourself that most of these stories come directly from women. I wouldn't think men would make up stories like this. They sound very much women projecting their own issues, like Stephanie DeSalis. Now, again, police didn't arrest Stephanie DeSalis, and they were told, arrest her several times. She's stalking me. We're not friends. Oh, but you know her. I meet people on a daily basis that I know. So if that person murders me, you're not going to arrest him because I know him? Like, this doesn't make any sense. They're fucking losers. And I'm sitting back for 9 years, dragged into some group and organisation and shit going, yeah, okay. Oh, even police were told in 2016 when two little pricks made up stories then about me. It's like, yeah, that's not true what they're saying. They're being arseholes. They're just trying to cause trouble in my life. Don't believe me? Fine. But I did tell you. But there's the thing. These people, groups and organisations, I'm telling them that the information that isn't true, but you keep going on for 9 years with it and you're causing me damage, but you don't want to pay for the damage. Well, you're going to pay for it. You'll pay for it because you caused it. Like, someone made up a story that I wanted to be in a relationship. I've never, ever wanted a relationship in my entire life. Ever. So where did that come from? It's like, oh, Justin's always wanted this and he's so affectionate. Justin isn't affectionate. God, Justin is definitely not affectionate. Not to anything other than, well, you know, what I love. Money, assets, belongings, my car, my living home environment, me. I'm not affectionate. Oh, and then, oh, he's searching for love in all the wrong places because he's having sex with all these low-life people. I'm like, yeah, because they're free prostitutes. I'm allowed to do that. But again, like I said, you're going to find women. It's women making up these stories. Yeah, this is where I'm so anti. It's like, well, can we just go back a couple of decades and lock women up again? You're going to find that women are the ones with the issues and they project their issues. It's like, yeah, there's a gender thing here. I'm a man. If I want to go off and have sex every night of the week with a complete stranger, I can do that. Okay? I'm not looking for love or anything else except for sex. That's it. I've never wanted a relationship ever in my life. Ever. I've never said anything about ever wanted a relationship. But I've always made it very clear that I've never wanted the relationship I was in. I tend to not stand up for myself when I start dating a guy going, oh God, this has got to end. And I'm stuck in a relationship and yeah, it's like, great. I didn't really want this. But here I am. I want my money. I want my assets. I want my car. I don't want to share my life and I'm not going to answer to somebody. Again, you are going to find that people who make up these stories, they're women. Because women have issues. Women have issues. I don't believe what women say. I'll walk past a female, listen to her rubbish and walk off and go, you fucking liar. Women have issues. Women should not be in any jobs of power. Women should never be running a country. They have emotional issues. And then they started projecting their feelings and emotions onto everybody else and thinking that everybody else is like them because women have issues. Massive issues. It's hardwired into females. There's something really wrong with women.